All right, folks, we are here waiting on Dusty. I see the chat room is in the house. There he is. I see Dusty in the dugout. It's about to go down, folks. That's about to go down. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve after dark to concerts in the park. If you're doing it with us, you're doing it right, folks. You're live with the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop and my main man, Dusty Vision, y'all. We're about to start this party right now. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around.
Yeah.
Dusty, what's up with you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How you doing today?
Man, I can't complain. I could, but I'd be lying.
Ain't that the truth, man? I mean, when I hear my complaints versus other people's, I'm like, I have no reason to complain, dude. So it's just really hard for me to complain too, man.
I told folks if we get any better, I'm gonna turn myself in. It's a setup. I'm gonna turn myself in. Whatever it is, it's a setup. What we got today, Doc?
Oh man, a lot of stuff to talk about. Before we jump into some news stories from this week, as of August 15th, 2022, that marked the 7-year anniversary since Straight Outta Compton hit theaters. Now I know we've talked about Straight Outta Compton extensively on our show, but you know, no time like the present since it is the anniversary. Talk to me about Straight Outta Compton, when you first heard about the movie, your thoughts on the final product, your thoughts on the man who played you, and how your life changed after that movie came out.
You know, man, being a part of that movie changed my life totally, Doc. It was amazing. And I didn't think much about it at first, to be honest with you. I'm like, okay, cool, they're making a movie. Big deal. And in fact, me and Unknown were hanging out that day when I got the call, the movie had started shooting. I'd heard on the streets, so it already started shooting. In fact, I even went to a few auditions. They had auditions not far from my house, right here at Rosecrans Park, and I would hung out at the auditions, and that was some funny shit. That was some funny shit. You had cats because they had guys lined up. They had little signs on them, what part you playing, and blah 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 blah. So you ask a guy, man, what part you going off for? And this nigga looking like Biggie Smalls. I'm going off for DJ Yella. You ask him tall cat, I'm going off for Easy. Come on, man. It was funny. It meant, dude, this line, it had to have. I've been doing parties for all my life. I could pretty much guesstimate a crowd. I got there at about 11:30. I stayed for a couple of hours. And it stayed, the line stayed consistent from the rec room around the around the baseball diamond down past the soccer field. So it had to be about 1,000 guys on the average. It never got under 1,000 guys for a while. And that was kind of my introduction to the movie. And when I saw that, but I realized that was a great marketing tool. Okay. That was brilliant. That was fucking brilliant. They had people auditioning for parts they knew they couldn't get. They knew they wasn't going to get them. I don't know anybody that was in that line that got an actual part, okay? Everybody that got a part in that movie, you've seen them someplace else before, okay? The guy that played me was he was a detective in the CSI movie, the guy that played Yella. I saw him before. After you see these guys in the movie, that's the guy that played Yella. That's the guy that played Ren. So anyway, the day of the shoot, I was just hanging out. Me and Unknown were just chilling out in Hollywood, just doing some reminiscing, going to pass by Macola. Went to go see one of our photography buddies. I got a call from my partner, Peanut. Peanut is the brother of AJ Johnson. We all are the Compton. They all been thinking of my clubs or whatever. Peanut, man, come on by the shoot, man. You coming by the shoot for what? Man, they shooting Straight Outta Compton. And they got a guy playing you. Now he done told me everything but the first thing first. So I started.
Yo, yo. Can you guys hear me or see me? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down.
That right there. Okay.
Oh, there we go. I see. All right.
Hold on. I'm trying to get here. I'm trying to get back.
Okay. They hear me, and I think we hear you now, Lonzo. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Apologize about the technical issues. What up, King Deeb, Chris Riley, Seb Bourne, Miami 808. My dude Marlon checking in. The fam bam is in the building. Lonzo's just handling some technical stuff behind. Comment down below if you have any questions for the godfather of West Coast hip hop or myself, Dusty Vision. Check out my channel when you get a chance, Dusty Vision TV on YouTube. Tune in every Saturday to my mix shows. People seem to like those. American Negro says, about to twist the J. Do your thing, player. Do your thing. Dictionary says 7 years since Straight Outta Compton was released. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Time just flies, dude. Flies like crazy. I remember when that movie came out, and I remember how excited I was to see it. And I didn't go to the movies. Not too many movies are going to make me get my butt up out of my seat, leave my air-conditioned home, hop in my car, and go to the movies and check it out. But Straight Outta Compton was a movie. And that didn't happen again until the Tupac movie came out, All Eyes on Me, which I think Straight Outta Compton was way better than All Eyes on Me. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Straight Outta Compton versus All Eyes on Me. Which one was a better movie? I just think Straight Outta Compton was so well put together. And the guy who played Eazy-E was spot on. Just spot on. Oh yeah, I was there the first day it came out. I saw it 2 or 3 times in the theater. I had to see it again. I had to see it, a couple different people. It was one of those things. Great movie. Lonzo's still doing his thing technically, but don't worry. We're in here for the night every Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And you can also check out Lonzo's show on Thursday at the same time with Dr. Dre, the Dr. Dre from Yo MTV Raps. They get into some topics and debates and things like that. And it's a very interesting show. It's a mature show. It's a show that if you enjoy this show, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy that one. It's a little bit different, but it's definitely along the lines of something I know you guys will like. So I'm going to just keep talking. I heard Lonzo's voice.
I'm here. I hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we hear you. Can you guys hear Lonzo? Thumbs up if you can hear Lonzo. We just might have to work with the black screen again.
Man, I'm here. I just don't see y'all. Just don't see me right now. But that's all right. We're gonna do a podcast.
Yeah, man. Hey, forget about it, man. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Now, as I was saying, man.
Yeah, go for it.
As I was saying, it was really cool because Peanut called me. Like I said, we all go back from the club days and get down there, and I didn't see nobody. In fact, they were at a lunch. They were taking a lunch break, and I walked over to the area. It was a different place they were serving the food at, and there it was, man. I see these trailers lined up, and I see my name on the trailer. I'm like, why is this thinking? Why is my name Lonzo playing? In the movie, and there it was, dude. Brother turned the corner with a fresh Jerry curl, fresh Lonzo shirt, and Peanut got the clowning. And me, man, I'm a real dude, and I can be hard as the next, but I got a sensitive spot when it comes to certain shit. And to see somebody representing you while you still living, dude, that touched me like a son of a gun. And me and my man sat down there for about 45 minutes to an hour right before lunch wrapped up, and I gave him some Lonzo lessons. It was really cool, man. It was really cool.
That's dope, dude. That's dope. And what did you think of his portrayal as Lonzo?
I thought he did a pretty good job, man. I thought he did a real good job. He had more to work with than the brother that played me in the Michelet movie. Movie, that shit was all made up. I mean, homeboy, they made me out to be an asshole in Straight Outta Compton. But I just was a boss. That's all it was. When you're a boss, you got to be an asshole sometimes. It's hard to be a nice guy all the time when you're a boss. And that shit just wasn't working back then. Sometimes it wasn't working. But yeah, dude, I couldn't go nowhere. My name became more popular than ever before. In fact, my nephew who lived in Vegas, he was saying, man, they booed you on the screen. Unc, they booed you. I'm like, what? I took it personal. And I realized, oh, they don't know me. That's all. So that allowed me to start doing all these speaking engagements, man. It just made me popular as shit. Between that and Vlad TV, that changed my life in a positive way forever.
And I think being booed it's a reaction. And I think that personally, that was a good reaction because you were in the movie kind of like a bad guy. When you go to, let's say, wrestling matches, right, where wrestling is already fixed and we all know there's a winner or loser, you boo for the bad guy and you were the bad guy. And that's what the reaction they're looking for. So I don't know. I think that was a good sign.
Yeah, it was cool. I ain't tripping. I ain't got over it. You know, I'm not used to being booed, man. So I'm like, damn, I'm getting booed. Yeah. Oh, good though.
Yeah, apparently Lil Easy auditioned for it. Now I see you.
You see me?
Yep. I see you behind the green screen, or in front of the green screen, I should say.
I don't see me, but if y'all see me, I'm good.
Yeah, I think we see you. Give a thumbs up if you see Lonzo now in front of the green screen. But Lil Easy auditioned for his father's part, and apparently he just didn't have the acting chops. You've met Lil Easy, you knew Lil Easy ever since he was a baby. Did you think he could have pulled off the same Eazy-E character as the guy who ended up getting the part?
Not him. No. That boy. He's been trained for a while, so this ain't no new thing for him. Cube's son actually trained for it to be his dad. Okay. Plus living with somebody, you get to learn their mannerisms real smooth. But when you actually learn how to, do a movie where you can learn how to do what it takes to make a movie right. And I'm learning myself. I had some acting classes before, but I've been working on a couple of movie projects, and I realized you got to say the same shit twice every time, or else they can't. It's real redundant. It's very redundant. So, but you have that's what they pay the pros for, is to keep them hot.
Mm. You knew Ice Cube ever since he was 15, 16, or whatever the case is. I think that his son, did an amazing job in capturing Ice Cube's mannerisms and everything like that. What were your thoughts on the finished product with him specifically?
He got his speech pattern down pat. He got his walk, his attitude. I cannot take nothing from him. He did a great job.
What about the Yella character?
Yella character is typical Yella, man. Yella is a funny dude, man. He's a real funny dude. And he don't try to be funny. He just says some shit that just have motherfuckers cracking up, because that's just kind of, he'll just come off the top of his dome with some shit. But usually it's some real shit, and that's what makes it so funny. Like in the movie, he got that ass. He got our ass on that one. And everybody had to agree with him. Shit.
And I would ask you about Ren, but you didn't really run into Ren too much during that time, correct?
Ren came by the house, but Ren was real quiet. In fact, man, if I got cousins that met these guys. We had to drive up to Oakland and do a gig one time, and they all hung out with me in my cousin's house, whatever the case may be. And my cousins, like, that was them. Yep, that was them. They all super quiet dudes, man. They were all super quiet dudes. They sit there. You would not know they were in the room unless you ask them a question or something.
Man, great movie, and just in honor of the 7th anniversary, I'm gonna have to watch it with my lady tonight. But let's move on, Lonzo, because we have so much to talk about. As always, the dumb shit never ends. Let's talk about the first story. It looks like Young Thug's homies are snitching. Paperwork is showing that several members of YSL, which stands for Young Slime Life, slime being a blood terminology and down south, have already cooperated with feds against Young Thug. It's not looking good for Thugger.
Look, man, the average cat that's doing dirt don't have no real money. Okay, a lawyer go on $25,000 plus to start defending you and shit like that. Cash up front before you go to court. In most cases, ain't no payment plans. A real lawyer go on something. He gonna need something to hand. He gonna need to hold something to defend your ass. Okay, they start throwing them football scores at your ass. I'm talking about them blowouts. 35, 40 years. folks start realizing, man, homeboy ain't coming to get me. Plus, he need all the money he got to defend his shit. And here you down to a situation now. What's it really gonna be? You or him? And that's bottom line. And everybody figured he got the money to beat it. He got the money to fight it. I don't. I'm going home to my kids, my girl, my mama, whatever the case may be. And that's what you're dealing with. It's everybody a gangster till it's time to go to jail. Okay. Everybody's a gangster till it's time to go to jail. So that's what you're dealing with, man. That is your scenario in a nutshell.
Man, and if I could tell the kids one thing, it's this. On my show, I talk to a lot of people who've done years, decades behind bars. And one constant thing that they've told me is that 90% of people right now are in prison, are in jail because somebody told on them. So look at your homeboy next to you who's talking about he's your ride or die. That's my homie, man. We always going, man, if some shit go down, man, we both going down together, blah. Man, when the judge, like you said, Lonzo, starts throwing football numbers, that ain't going to be your homie anymore.
Yeah. Ask John Gotti, man, when you looking at the real multi-millionaire gangsters, motherfuckers flip. They flip. They don't want that time, man. You start talking about bodies, you talking about 25 to life minimum. Sometimes you ain't never going home. If I don't give him up, I don't go home. That's the game they play. Either give him up and go home, or sit next to him. I don't care, because they get paid regardless. They get paid regardless.
Yep. And snitching was kind of a big trending topic this week because XXXTentacion, who was a rapper we talked about who was killed a few years ago in front of a motorcycle shop by a few people who wanted to rob him. One of the people is turning against his co-defendants. I mean, snitching is the new thing. We're living in an era, Lonzo, where Tekashi 6ix9ine is walking around and still getting billions of streams, dude.
You know, when you're not a gangster, you're not prepared to just fuck your life off for no good reason, and you're faced with that kind of shit, reality sets in real quick, and the conversation changes. Your loyalty changes. Your loyalty becomes your self-preservation is the only thing you care about. Your preservation is the only thing that matters to you. Okay. Your girl start crying, your kids start crying, you start crying. And these dudes, these guys, this new generation, most of them, they ain't built for it tough, man. They ain't built for it tough. You got guys who, this generation right here is the first generation that actually never had to earn anything. When they played baseball and basketball and little league teams, they got trophies for showing up. They just had to, mama had to, when you signed up, you got a goddamn trophy, whether you was any good or not. Okay. Everybody was so busy trying to maintain everybody's self-esteem. We don't want little Johnny to feel insecure or make him feel by not getting a trophy. Well, if little Johnny really wants that trophy, little Johnny gonna get it. And here we have the same thing in the music business. The music business, up until now, you had to sell records to be a star. Up until now, the last 10 years, you had to sell physical music to be a star. You ain't got to sell records no more. You got to get streams, and the streams only pay 1/100th of a penny or some shit like that per stream. Ain't nobody making no real decisions. They kind of giving it to you because it ain't costing them nothing. They giving you the music because it don't cost them no money to give it. It don't cost them money to produce it. It don't. It just it's the whole scenario has changed so much. Again, if they had to grow up in the era where I grew up, and so many guys, Dre and whoever grew up, well, somebody had to make a decision, get in their car, go to the store and actually spend some money, some cash, and wasn't getting stuff just because it sounded like some other stuff. People had to make decisions, man. You know, are you going in the Motown movie for Berry Gordy, are you going to buy this song or buy you a sandwich? Would you buy this single or buy this sandwich? Niggas get the music free, go get a blunt, and still it's all good. Ain't nobody got nothing but the money for the blunt. Ain't no decisions be made. They're giving it to you. So this is the difference from the era of where I come from and where so many real sustainable stars. Think about this, man. Ain't a whole bunch of sustainable cats. They got a bunch of fly-by-nights.
Hit that organ, Lonzo. I feel it coming.
I call them skyrockets. They go up and they come right back down. They go up and they come right back down. These cats have no sustainability. Even most of them can't transition into movies. Okay? If they transition into movies, they only playing themselves. Okay? Think about it. You would think by now, Tekashi 69 would have been in the movie. But there's it's limited value. Okay? You still got Cube making movies. You still got Snoop doing every goddamn thing. Every goddamn thing. I watched Snoop the other day on a Jamie Foxx movie on Netflix, playing
pretty good.
A goddamn vampire killer. But he playing Snoop, but he's a sustainable character. He's himself with a different name, Big John, and he's shooting shit. Okay, he get bit at the end, but he still come back because he's Snoop. They want his ass back in the goddamn. He gonna get some special shit as a vampire. He's the only vampire I know come back. Okay. That whole movie was revamping vampires because you got the Cubs and some other. You got this kind of vampire, that kind of vampire, and this one right here don't hang with that one. And now they started to hang together, so you got different. So you got vampires. They got a vampire sunscreen that vampires can hang outside. Now get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Fuck it with it.
It's good bullshit. I'll roll with it because it ain't real no way. So if you want to give a vampire some sunscreen, oh man, come on, dude. I ain't mad at you. Shit. Let's go.
That's hilarious, man. Hey, before we move on, we have one more question straight out of Compton. Gary wants to know, ask Lonzo, was he telling Dre to wrap the session up?
Rap? No. In that movie right there, man, that shit right there was so far left. It was never that kind of thing, man. It was always that was always bullshit. I mean, first of all, anybody that know me know I don't drink like that. Every time you saw me, I had a drink in my hand.
I've literally never seen you drink, and I've known you for years.
I'm not opposed to drinking. I will drink, but I'm not walking around with no drink. I ain't never seen Yella drink nothing in all the years I've known him. Okay. Dre started drinking after he got the N.W.A. But for the most part, alcohol was never, I tell you another secret, alcohol nor weed was a part of our studio sessions at any time. Never. Unheard of. Was not, and that when I'm not saying it wasn't allowed, it just was not a factor. It became a factor later on.
Okay. There it is. Let's move on because we got more stuff to talk about. I would love your thoughts on this, Lonzo, and I'm going to play a clip. I have this connected to my mixing board because I want to play a clip that won't get us in trouble on YouTube. But Philadelphia District Attorney says indictments are coming to Philadelphia rap groups Zoo Gang, YBC, 04, P&B, and more. Apparently, Philadelphia this year is out of control, Lonzo. But here is the DA. I'm going to play this from the Philadelphia DA going at Philadelphia rappers.
Members of Outta. You like that name? How about go to the jail? Because that is where you're going to go. And I don't just mean the two people we're here to talk about today. Members of Outta who are causing mayhem on our streets, who are terrifying the population. Get ready, Outta to go to the jail. Because that is what's going to happen. That is what justice looks like, and that is what you deserve.
They're not playing with these rappers, Lonzo, who are promoting this violence, dude.
Look, man, this is the same thing happened back in 92 when Joe Biden was just a senator. People got tired of living in fucking fear, man. People are tired. Their kids can't go to the park and play. You got disrespectful assholes just letting bullets fly all over the goddamn place for no fucking reason other than I see a op. No respect for the bullet if it misses. No respect for the kids in the park. No respect for the grannies and the grandpas that's out there just chilling. Dude, this is this is some wild west. Well, this is some wild Midwest shit now. That's basically they're dealing with some wild Midwest shit, and motherfuckers is tired of it.
Yeah, man. And just to give you an idea of statistics, Lonzo, Chicago just surpassed 400 homicides as of a couple of days ago. Philadelphia did as well. But the scary part of it is Chicago has 2.5 million people and Philadelphia has about 1.5. So 1 million less people, but their per capita rate is going through the roof, and Philadelphia is a war zone right now, dude.
And ain't nobody marching, ain't no signs, ain't no t-shirts. You get a t-shirt when you die, though. You can put your face on a t-shirt real quick, and ain't nobody pushing nothing other than shoot a nigga. And I gotta change the subject for a hot second, man.
Go ahead.
The other day I was watching P-Valley. Yeah, I watched that bullshit, and I saw a Little Murder. In the episode, Little Murder's his buddy killed himself. His lover killed himself. Be honest with you. And now they done buried this dude. Now some other op took credit for the murder. Now Little Murder, no, he didn't kill him, but he still killed him for dissing his homie. Okay. Now he got people looking for him. And I'm sitting there going, this shit really happens in real life. Okay. That man didn't kill that dude. He's talking shit, but because he was talking, instead of whooping his ass, now you committed a murder and his ops suspect you as being the person that pulled the trigger. And I don't understand how that makes sense to anybody. I mean, I know that's television, but I'm more than positive that shit, it happens in real life. That's the part that makes it, life. I mean, art imitate life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that's disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like you said, no marches. No marches. Nothing.
No protests. No Al Sharpton. No Crump. Nobody shows up when it's black on black. And people, oh man, black on. I get so tired of some of these people making excuses for this shit. Everybody got excuses. Okay, my dog didn't work. I need some motherfucking results. Okay, I need some impact. Okay, fuck an excuse. Well, the economic development and the economic situation and it is a lack of education. So take your ass down to the PTA meetings, take your ass down to the school board, all that. But as opposed to accepting it and letting it be a part of your life, nobody wants to do anything to change it. Maybe because your kids, by the time your kids go through the shit, they're already grown. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's very frustrating for us to be still having these conversations at this point in our lives.
And you and I, Lonzo, we talk about this for the past 3 years. I mean, we've talked about Chicago, Philly, Compton. Like, it's so sad, man.
In fact, I introduced Hood Peace in Compton 2 weeks ago to the city council members in a very informal way, and they loved it. And we're looking to launch Hood Peace. Just the promotion, man. Just the idea, the thought, the put it on people.
Just the thought, exactly. Just the thought.
Do we really got to kill each other? Who said we got to do that? Who said that everything we do, that every time somebody does something to you, you got to kill them? Why is everything in our community a death sentence? Tying something on somebody's shoes, bumping into their car, hitting on their girlfriend by mistake, or even if they hit on your girlfriend, if it wasn't rape, Negro, you got a problem, not him. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Everything does not have to end in a death sentence, and that's all I got to say.
And here's another thing, Lonzo, because people think that fighting is a safer form, which, I guess it is than murder, but hear me out. I listen to a lot of YouTubers, And they're always talking about, man, we need to catch this fade. We need to catch this fade, against other YouTubers. Catch this fade, we need to fight. And it's over small stuff. It's stuff that could be solved by a simple conversation. But these Negroes don't know how to, converse correctly nowadays. So their first thing is to go, I need to fight. You disrespected me. I need to fight you. I need to catch this fade. And my thing is, you got to be careful with that too, because you could catch this fade. That guy can fall on the ground, bump his head hard, and he dies, and you just caught a case.
Speaking of Straight Outta Compton, that's exactly how Dre's brother died in real life.
Ooh.
Tyree. Dre's, I think Tyree might have been his younger brother or older brother. I'm not sure. I forgot who was the oldest. I think Dre was the oldest. But look at the movie, Straight Outta Compton. And while they were on tour, they got that phone call. And bro, man, I knew him very well. Good dude. But he tell you in a minute, I'm a fighter. And he got into a fight, hit his head on the curb, and never regained consciousness. Now, whether you hit him or he slipped on some water, banana peel, stick of gum, whatever, if you engage in a fight and that person dies within a certain time, you got a case. You have a case. If you have a fight with somebody, they have a heart attack, you got a case. You might be able to beat it, but because you raised his blood pressure, you're going to sit down for a minute. Dude, I'm telling you, me and my boy from Uncle Jam's Army, we had a major beef one time. I took off my house shoes and put on my tennis shoes. I was going up to his record store to put hands on his ass. I'm tired of this shit. We've been cool for a long time, but you didn't push my button to the limit now. And I'm going up there, and my son was about 4 years old. Daddy, where you going? I said, I'm going to take care of some business. Can I go? No. And at that time, everywhere I went, my son went with me. Everywhere. I mean, the grocery store, club, picking up cakes, whatever I'm doing, he was rolling with me. And something told me, hey, man, sit your ass back down. Whatever it is, we can work it out. And I forgot Roger had a bad heart. And he eventually died from a heart attack. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and we realized that if we went over there and we got into a fight, and he had a heart attack, you got to explain that to the DA while you put your house up for bail, pay a lawyer to go discuss that. You got to go through that shit, man. So is it really? And here's the crazy part: most of the things people are going to war for or dying for, like I've said 1,000 times on this show, I'm gonna say 1,000 more, is over bullshit. Okay, if that dude ain't molested one of your children, your mama, or something like that, or something that's severe, I'm talking about some real shit, not no internet bullshit, not no stepping on some cars, stepping on some shoes, talking about your homie. That man is grown. You seeing people? I'm seeing men on the internet jump on women. Dude, you're a punk. That's some punk ass shit. You already see two women fighting, then your punk ass gonna jump in. Negro, you need a skirt. You can't do that, but you can't do that on the strength. Don't get me started, man. Okay.
Yeah, we need as men need to get those men out of the picture, because that's not cool. But the STEM Radio has a great comment. He says, let's bring your documentary into this, Lonzo. If you watch that, you hear no stories of people getting killed. You had close calls, but you and others were able to defuse it.
You know what, man? Because we had a different respect for life, man. I had something to live for, dude. I had a club. I was a young man successful with a club. I wasn't trying to go to jail. I wasn't trying to shoot. No, I understood. And yes, I did some dumb shit like everybody else. But the difference between me, and I said in my documentary, I'm going to say it on this show. The difference between me and Uncle Jam's Army was I had two old dogs that would have whooped my ass. They didn't give a damn how much money I made, what I was doing. They'd have fucked me up if I did some too stupid shit. My old man told me, all right, go ahead, you want to. You got 2 times to go to jail. The first time, you ain't gonna know no better. Second time, just in case you didn't get it the first time. Third time, you're on your own. And I never used none of them times. I went to jail, I bailed myself out. Hey, come, I got some money in the box over there in the shoe box. Go get that money, come get my ass out. Okay. Or I call one of my buddies up. I didn't use my get out of jail free card for my dad. Okay. I didn't do that. I had buddies with money. I had cousins with money. Come get me out of this joint. And a couple times they was there. I got on an OR because I have a record. But when you got a record, you can't get no OR. If you already messed yours up on some dumb shit, you ain't getting no OR. You're not. I ain't had no record. My first time, I had a gun on me. Didn't shoot nobody. You're going to give you OR this time because you might be a little stupid. You don't know what you're dealing with. Second time, it got a little hairy. Okay? And that's just how the game go. But again, when you have some real mentorship and somebody really looking out for your well-being, regardless of how much money you make, and that's one of the problems I'm seeing in this hip-hop game. Everybody's so focused on the money that some of these artists are making, they don't care what they do. Just break me off my piece, okay? You can be a gangster. You can be selling babies on the internet. I don't care, R. Kelly. Give me my money. Give me whatever I'm here for you. Whatever I'm messing with you for, give it to me. Whether it be access to your concerts, I'm on the payroll, whatever the case may be. Let me have, as long as I can get what I can get, what I need from you, you can do whatever you want to in my face. And that ain't gonna never work.
And that jail methodology, going back to that, that's something that you did with Dr. Dre, which kind of indirectly made him and Eazy connect, right?
Yeah. And I said it then. I said it before. I said it now. That was the best thing I did for him. Well, and here's some crazy shit. I was saying, sometimes bad shit happens for a good reason. Okay. And when I refused, I stood fast on my decision. Hey, bro, it's your second time. Third time, sit there for the weekend. Call me Monday. I come pick you up. I'm not putting more money. He called Easy. No more money for you. He called Easy. And I ask people sometimes, of all the things I've ever done for Dre, what was the best thing I did? Was it helping him buy his first car? Was it buy him his first drum machine? Or get him out, not get him out of jail the third time when he was going to jail? And in my opinion, the third, not getting him out of jail was the best thing I did for him, because it sent him over to Ruthless, and that's where he became a star. Because I probably wouldn't have did what he wanted me to do. Just certain shit. If my son came to me right now, Dad, I got these gangster tracks, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. You ain't no gangster, so how you gonna give me them tracks? Okay, and that's how I felt at that time. It's just, dude, I'm sorry. I knew these guys too well to follow that situation. Okay. And it never happened in one of my clubs. That's the part about Straight Outta Compton. It was a big lie. I had never seen any inkling of gangsterism from any of those guys at one of my clubs. It was never that situation. It was always super cool, looking for girls, hanging out, blah, blah, blah. Gang activity, do those. Easy came to do those all the time. I don't call him getting ran out of do those. You know, he was with us. He was with the DJ. DJs get passes nobody else can get, man. DJs and pretty women get passes all the time.
Hey, this is a great question right here, Lonzo. Hypothetical world. If you could have Uncle G wants to know, if you could have added more to the Straight Outta Compton movie, what would you add?
I'd have added Eve After Dark. Okay, I'd have added Eve After Dark as being the original starting of everything, because the Eve is where before the transition. Okay, if people had to saw the Eve, they'd have known what kind of guys we were before what kind of guys they were before N.W.A. And they would have they had the same doubts in their mind before then. Okay, like, yeah, I see why Lonzo moved with it, because that wasn't the kind of party. It wasn't the kind of party.
There it is. A lot of great comments and questions. Keep them coming, and make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. Here's another great question, Lonzo. What West Coast hip hop biopic should come out next? I'm going to say I would love to see a Too Short biopic personally. I've always been a big Too Short supporter. What about you, Lonzo?
I think Too Short or Digital Underground would be a bomb.
Ooh, that would be good. I
went to see the All Eyes on Me. I was not impressed. I went to go see All Eyes on Me. One time, it was very disappointing. They got the money. They was banking. They was trying to use the same scenarios for our success as Straight Outta Compton, and they just cut corners on every possible break. The dude that played Tupac looked good. He was a good Tupac imitation, but he still was lacking in a whole lot of things. I think they had musical issues too. So yeah, it just made for a disappointing performance.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And sadly, you know, what was even worse than that was the Biggie biopic. I thought that was pretty bad too.
The Eve After Dark biopic ain't gonna be too bad though, Doc. We if you guys saw it, man, tell me, dude. First of all, I love all y'all. I thank y'all for all y'all for y'all support. And if you took time out Saturday to watch the whole documentary on Eve After Dark, please in the chat room, give me your honest opinion. I don't want no cheerleader shit. Please, man, let me know. So if I got something to fix, that was just that is the preliminary cut. You know, usually when you see something like that, you see it again, it's going to be a lot of things that may have changed. But for the preliminary cut of the first draft of the Eve After Dark Center Stage West Coast Hip Hop and Super Bowl, I'd like to know what y'all thought about it if y'all was there. Okay.
You know what? Marlon, big homie Marlon actually commented. He said, yo, I caught about 40 minutes of Unk's documentary on Saturday, and it was dope. Very emotional, and other people spoke on their history and memories of the Eve. Yeah. Can't wait to see it.
Oh, man. The Eve, dude, I got caught twice in the sumbitch, man, to wipe my eyes, dude. And a lot of the guys who were a part of that, dude, it was that right there. The Eve was, Cruncho said it best. The Eve was the West Coast Hip Hop's Studio 54. Okay, that's what it was. It was the spot everybody came to get their groove on. There was no place else like it. Yes, Uncle Jam's Army had big dances, but you only had 3 of them big motherfuckers. I had the Eve for 6 fucking years. Okay. Yes, you brought in different acts, but by the time you brought acts, and I was already a goddamn star. Mix me with that bullshit. Anyway, and we still got our beef these days. Go ahead.
Man. Yeah, this is a good question, too. You guys keep them coming. I love the nostalgia that this is bringing up. But Isaiah says, Lonzo, Dusty, what would you change about All Eyes on Me? I hate that they had people portraying themselves 20 years later. I'll go first. Is that the one where they had the Snoop that came in and he just did not look like Snoop Dogg? There was one I was like, that looks nothing like Snoop.
Shit, they had Lakeith, what's his name? Lakeith, what you call him, thinking Snoop was Straight Outta Compton.
Okay, that one, I think that one was the bad one. I was like, when Snoop walked in, I was like, when he walked in the Tupac session, I think. I may be getting the movies mixed up, but.
That was Lakeith?
Okay.
Hell of an actor. He played in Get Out. He was his brother. Okay. The hat, when they flashed the flash, he came back to himself and had to re-zap his ass. Yeah.
That's what it was. Someone said Snoop's voice. Okay, I'm getting my mood. But this is what was weird. Snoop's voice was dubbed in All Eyes on Me. Right, That's what it was. I was like, this sounds so weird.
Yeah.
But what would you have changed about that movie, Lonzo, if you know somebody gave you the magic wand? Yeah.
I don't know, man. I only saw it one time, so me and Adrian sat in the theater together, watched it together, and we both looked at each other like, man. He said, I'm sure I got to pay for this shit because I wouldn't have came back to saw it. It was that bad. He don't watch it. You know, I couldn't watch it again. I've seen it on TV several times. I'd have to go through it again to really get a vibe for it. But as it stands right now, I don't remember enough about it to even comment, dude. And that's bad.
Damn, and you said A-Train wasn't feeling it either, huh?
He wasn't feeling it at all, dude. He had a guy playing him. He had my boy, homeboy, Kevin, somebody playing him. So yeah, he definitely wasn't feeling it.
You know what? A few people in the comments have said, "Hey, Lonzo, did you hear Eminem pulled up to Compton to meet up with DJ Yella?"
To Compton, or was he at Dre's house?
See, that's a big difference, people. Now, someone said they're saying Compton. I don't know, but I would probably think it would be Dre's house.
Yella don't live in Compton.
There you go.
That's the first thing. Yella don't live nowhere in Compton. Okay. I saw Yella at Dre's house not long ago. But about 2 weeks ago, Yellow Dre had a picture together. I'll find out where.
It was most likely Dre's house, probably in Calabasas, somewhere nice and safe, right? I'm sure.
Most likely. Let me see something right quick. Hold on there. Let me see if the yellow boy will answer his phone.
Wow. See, this is why you guys love this show. We're about to try to get Yellow on the phone right now from the infamous N.W.A. See if he pulled up to Compton or to Dre's house.
Hello?
Yellow boy, what's up with you?
Not too much.
I'm doing my podcast right quick. I got a quick question for you. When you was with Eminem, was you in Compton or you was over Dre's house or something?
Dre's house.
That's what I thought. See, the internet says you and Eminem was in Compton. I said, I know goddamn well Eminem ain't brought his ass to Compton to take a picture with Yella. Okay, that makes most sense. What you got going on, man?
Going to Bible study. That's about it.
All right, do your thing, Doc. That's all I want to do. Ask that one question. Peace out. We holler later. All right, later.
Right.
There you go, folks.
There it is, straight from the horse's mouth.
The horse's mouth. Okay.
We're gonna cut this clip up and make this bitch go viral. If you're a supporter of the show, cut this clip up, make it go viral. They were not in Compton, they were at Dre's house. Straight from the horse's mouth.
See, that's how we do it. Okay. You can't see me, but goddamn it, I got to step up. Every time I fall back, I got to step up to make up. So
there you go.
Okay. You can't see me.
And you know what I love about that?
What?
Most of the time when you call somebody, they pick up. You're a legit dude.
Most of my people answer the phone. Okay. That's been, those are my real day ones. Okay. Only one I probably can't get on the phone is probably Dre, but I ain't got his phone number, so they ain't gonna help no way. But anyway, me and Yella do a lot of stuff together. We've been working more now in the past 6 months than we have in the last 20 years. And it feels good to hang out with your boys again, man. It really does. It really, I mean, it's at being a bunch of fucking senior citizens, and that's what's keeping it 100. To go into a place and everybody recognizes all of us, and they acknowledge him first because he's N.W.A. born, that's his thing. But to see me, him, and clientele together, it just makes it that much better because he's not by himself. You got the grandmaster, you got the professor. That's clientele is the professor now. He's on the way to being a professor. Get his doctor's degree. You got Dr. Hawkins, Dr. Clientele, whatever you want to call him. You got the Godfather and Yellow Boy from N.W.A. Makes for a hell of a impression on folks when we walk into the room, man. And just it's good to see the feel the love.
Love it, love it, love it. Keep it coming, man. Keep it coming. I'm so glad that people from past generations of music are making money nowadays. Nostalgia is at an all-time high, Lonzo. Our station, and I don't listen to the radio, but our station 93.5, they get more ratings than this new crap. I mean, people love that. We have JJ Fab performance still. I mean, Candyman, Mellow Man Ace, Lonzo. I mean, you guys are doing your thing, and I'm really glad that you guys have a platform now, dude. Because I was scared for a lot of older cats who didn't save their money back in the day.
You know what? Yeah, it could be scary. It could be scary. A lot of guys don't understand. A lot of guys think they're owed something. Okay. And to a certain degree, there is a debt to be paid, but how much are people going to pay for it? If you don't have no reason, people not going to just give you money because you're from the old school, okay? But if you got something that they can purchase, that they can put on their mantelpiece, put on their arm, their head, their jacket, on their collection, whatever the case may be, it represents you, something they can read. Most people tell you, I'm probably going to read the book. I just want a copy because you signed it. If my signature is worth $20, come on with it, okay? I want you to read the book to understand the history, but most of the time, people say, I'm gonna buy 2 books. I'm gonna buy one, put it in plastic, and the other one I'm gonna read, or I'm gonna give one to my niece. She probably ain't gonna read it, but I want her to have it anyway, okay? In fact, speaking of memorabilia shit, I don't know if anybody saw this or not. A couple of months ago, when I was in Arizona. My guy had made some called crates. Yella has them on his Instagram. I should get mine any day now. I'll be selling them shortly, and they're gonna be a limited edition. And they're kind of expensive to make, and they're gonna be a little bit expensive to sell. But because of that, I'm only going to I might make 100 altogether. Okay, some of them I'm gonna put it in what you call those shadow boxes. Sign them, put them in shadow boxes. I might throw something else in there to make it even more special. So look out for that, folks. Look out for that. I got it coming. It's coming.
This is a good question, Lonzo. Let's keep it on the club. Yo, Unc, between the Eve and Dudos, what club do you have the best memories, and what club was the headache?
Understand clubs. All clubs are headaches. All clubs are headaches. My best memories probably got to be at the Eve, because the Eve, once I put my sound system in, understand the Eve. The Eve was a ongoing project for me. Okay. If anybody ever come to my studio or to go to my garage, I'm a mobile DJ first. I'm a lighting expert. I hook up lights. I'm a lightweight electrician. So every week, during the week, me, Unknown, Dr. Rock, Yellow, whoever it was, we would work on the Eve, installing lights, sounds, speakers, changing things around, whatever the case may be. So it gave me a chance to shine on multiple talents. The Dudos was a mobile event. You walked in, set the lights up. We had to get there maybe an hour and a half early, and it was a job because as soon as we set the stuff up, we had to load it up, set it up, rock the crowd, tear it down, put it back in the garage. Okay, that shit was a job. Okay, now Dudos, I made good money at Dudos, but I didn't have an office at Dudos, which means I had nowhere to hide. When I got tired, I had to sit on, find me a chair like everybody else. At Eve, I had an office with a desk and a phone and privacy, so I can go to sleep at the Eve and wake up just in time to close the club if I was that tired. So I'm gonna say Eve was probably my most fun. Actually, my most fun, y'all don't know about the club I had the most fun in. Y'all don't know about. Remember, I ran 6 different venues over in my career. My favorite club of all was Club Hall of Fame at the Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah, you said that before. I knew you were going to say Hollywood Park Casino.
Hollywood Park Casino, 6th floor. I parked my lights, my system in there, everything. All I had to do was get out of my car and valet, go to the elevator, turn my shit on, and start rocking. My cousin ran the door, and at the end of the night, she gave me my money. I'd pay everybody. I'd get back in my car and valet and go back home. I had an office on the 6th floor overlooking the racetrack. It was beautiful. If I had other DJs come through, I'd go in my office and hang out with different people from time to time, and it just was a beautiful situation. It was like like living in a hotel, because anything that broke, I just call the maintenance crew. If anything outside of my sound system or my lights went down, I just call the maintenance crew. Hey man, the bathroom was overflowing. At Eve After Dark, when the bathroom overflowed, I had to grab a plunger. Okay. Dudos, I'd send one of my guys to get a plunger, but we tried to fix it, so we wanted to pay for it. Big difference.
We've talked about Eve After Dark a lot. Let's talk a little bit about Dudos to kind of wrap the show up. Dudos was named after Old Man Dudo, right?
Duty Williams, yes.
Okay. Talk to us about, first of all, how is it spelled? And then talk to us about Mr. Dudos, how you met him, and just what an inspiration he was, what kind of man he was.
Duty, spelled Dootoise, Doots, and spelled Dudos, Dootos, apostrophe S. He wrote a song. He was a songwriter. He wrote the song Earth Angel, and he was one of the first black men to write a black song and get paid for it. And he took that building at Dudos, and it was an old helicopter factory during World War II, and turned it into Dudos Music Center. He built it right there on Central Avenue, because Central Avenue back in the day, in the 40s and 50s, was the main drag for black folks in LA. So it was in Compton. Compton was predominantly white, and what black folks love being what white folks are, but he knew he couldn't, if he built it too deep into Compton, the police was gonna mess with people. So he built it right there on the outskirts, El Segundo, you got about a half a mile. You in Compton, right past Centennial. You in Dudo's, had his own private parking lot. He was a record man. He made comedy records. He owned a label called Dutone Records. He also owned Laugh Records. Laugh Records. He had people like Red Fox, Richard and Willie. Everybody on Sanford and Son was on fucking Dutone Records. Anybody that was on Sanford and Son was on Dutone Records. Okay. That was his thing. But they also started doing concerts there. He would do comedy shows back in the day, but he also had a dude named Don Johnson. Don Johnson was a local blues promoter, and Don Johnson brought B.B. King, Bobby Blue Bland, Al Green, Etta James, Johnny Taylor, all these folks rock Dudos. Dudos was didn't have a liquor license, but it was what they call a BYO spot. You can bring your own liquor and Dudos, okay? But they also had a speakeasy. Now, you got to be VIP to know what a speakeasy is. It was truly a speakeasy because the motherfucker with the door was in the closet, okay? If you didn't know what a door was, you walk right past it. It was a closet. You walk in the closet, and you push this door, and voila, nice-ass bar with, here's the part, I tried to go back and get this shit. He had original Ernie Barnes paintings on the wall. If you know who Ernie Barnes is, Ernie Barnes was the guy that did the shit for all the pictures for the Good Times. They claimed that JJ did. That wasn't JJ. That was Ernie Barnes. He had original paintings on the wall. Dusty was a bad dude. He was a bad dude. He was a Gemini, just like me, just like Jeffy. He was a bad dude, and he knew a lot of other bad dudes. Back then, bad dudes hung together. Okay, bad brothers. They all knew each other, and he wanted to stay in Compton, and he had bought him a house not far from off of Manchester, and people kept robbing him. Okay, and he eventually moved, and that kind of slowed him down. I mean, this dude, I was a part of a podcast that they did for him, and a lot of things I heard this podcast I didn't know, but he and I became super cool because I was one of the first young people that ever came around there trying to do something that wasn't representing a school. Plus, I was pre-approved because he knew Jeffy. He knew Jeffy wasn't going to let me run the Eve After Dark if I wasn't a real dude. So because he knew Jeffy, him and Jeffy had a little beef back in the day because he would bring in Al Green and Etta James and paying $4-5 on the Saturday night, and Jeffy would have him on Monday for $2, okay? Pulling that Roger Clayton shit. But, back then, wasn't nothing to block that, but they still had their little miscellaneous beef, but it wasn't no mate. Nobody going around with no gun going to shoot nobody. It just, I don't like that shit, but the cats get away with it anyway. So yeah, he was a real smooth dude. Oh, when I met him, he was in his 80s. So he was actually going to sell me Dudos, man, for $200,000. I was going to pull a Dan Tanner. I was going to live in Dudos. He had a upstairs. He had a 2-bedroom apartment and a 1-bedroom apartment and office, everything. I was just gonna pull up and live in the summer, man. But the streets was getting kind of crazy. They'd have found my ass dead, that motherfucker. So no, that's when I bought my house. Either buy my house or buy Dudos. I bought my house. I think I made a pretty good decision.
Dude, I just sat back and nerded out, man. This is history, guys. This is before hip hop. This is the roots. This is where Lonzo got his chops, man. And I love that shit. And I love how you're able to keep someone like Old Man Dootsy's name alive like that, because this is going to live on forever. You know what I'm saying? So people are going to Google the name, and you never know. We may see a biopic one day on Dudos, man, and you may be involved in that.
You know what? I've been blessed to be the missing link from all these dudes, man. I was raised by blues dudes. Swamp Dogg was a blues dude. Dusty is a comedy blues dude. Jeffy is a blues dude. But then I was able to get my introduction to the music business through R&B. So I'm raised by the blues cats, old school players. Got my chops, got popular in the R&B era. When I go to the radio convention, they have a picnic every year for all the radio jocks. All of them know me from either buying, advertising, or playing my records. So I'm in a position that nobody else is in. And this is the part that a lot of cats don't understand. Why do I go so many places and get so much respect? Because I've been doing so much in so many different arenas, and that's what it is. It's not. I'm not just a hip hop cat. I'm an R&B guy. I'm respected by the blues players. respected by musicians. Dude, that blows me away. I can't play dead, okay? All I can play is records, and I'm still getting respected by musicians. And it's a good thing to be able to share this history with y'all and keep it alive, man. That's the main thing. Keep the history alive.
Man, I'm loving it. This show flew by, and I have to agree with Gary. Great show. These are my favorite type of shows, man, where we just go back and talk about the history. And I learn. I'm telling you, man, we've been doing this for about 3 years, and you never cease to amaze me with some of this shit. Like I hear for the first time, I'm like, damn, I've known this motherfucker for 3-4 years. I've never known this. So keep this history going, Lonzo. And Gary, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. Dusty Vision TV, if anyone else wants to. What's coming up on Thursday, man? And any final words?
Man, me and Dre I'm gonna pick a fight with Dre's ass. We're gonna talk about something. We're gonna talk about we're gonna pick up something. Snitch or not to snitch. DAs, with the DAs, folks are snitching, trying to go home. What's really going on? So yeah, I'm gonna pick a fight with his ass because I like fighting with he's a smart motherfucker. So we have some great debates, and I like that. That's the part that I like about him. We started to argue off camera, off mic, and just took it to the show, and it worked so well. That was a great debate. I think Marlon might have been there. We talking about Michael Jackson versus Prince. Come on, man, get out of here with that bullshit. But
I'm a Prince guy. Who you messing with?
I'm a Prince guy.
Okay, I fuck with Prince heavy.
Okay, I'm a Prince guy. So yeah, that was the first one, man. So I'm gonna pick a fight with his ass on something this week. You best believe that shit. All right. Much love to everybody in the chat room. Thank you. I can't see y'all, man, but I'm here in vocal spirits. It's all good. Dusty, thank you for another good show, man. Also,
always a pleasure.
If y'all haven't done it yet, download the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce app. It's an app right now, but trust me, I'm working on a TV channel for the Compton Entertainment Channel. Folks, we're about to do some big things here. Just stick around. First of all, I'm glad y'all rolling with me. Stick with me. You're gonna see some more shit happening too. All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.